What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar. We are talking about a few different Grayscale trusts today. We're going to be going over LTCN and BCHG for Dialogue Kayaker, HZen for Chad Shi and Mr. EKDTD1, and then also ZCSH and GDLC for EKTD1 as well. Without any further ado, let's get into this. So not a whole lot's changed, right? We moved down yesterday 5%, not even. Actually, we moved down lower than that, which is nice, whatever. But let's see. I do remember saying in my video yesterday that if you wanted to see lower prices coming and you didn't want to see these extensions hit, you better not, or I didn't say you better not, but if you find a closing day above the 886 or you find support on the 618, either of those things would likely lead to a move to the 1272 to the 1618. And that's exactly what we had, man. We actually got that. I jinxed it, man. I jinxed it. We pulled back to the 618, the golden ratio, after breaking above it, found support. This is very classic behavior. You find resistance on it, find support on your 382, break above it, find support on where you found resistance before at the golden ratio. I'm very confident, you guys, that LTCN is going to go up here. We're at 1475 now. We are. I know I was calling for lower prices even down here, and I very much would have expected that. To me, it makes sense. But to be fair, LTCN, you guys, from its lows, from its double bottom here, double bottom to its high, it found support on its 382 just above it, which I know time and time again I said that's normally bullish, but I would kind of expect to go as lower. It found support, it closed above. It all makes sense, man. Let's call it what it is. It's probably going to move to $23.5 to $31.4 very soon. I'm very certain of that now. You know, I'm absolutely very certain of that. It would make sense to pull back a little bit, at least to your like 0.5 area, but I don't think it's on the table anymore. It could happen afterwards. I mean, it is possible, but I doubt it. I would kind of doubt that you go below this low if you were to see these extensions. Now, what is common is after you see these extensions to pull back to your 886, 786, or 618, prices around here could happen again. Maybe you're not convinced. Maybe you're going to wait until it's up here. But if I could make a recommendation, this isn't financial advice, if you miss out on buying here and it goes up here, I wouldn't buy up here. I'd wait for the price to pull back at least to the 886. In my opinion, it's better to wait for the pullback and buy there. Even if you don't want to buy here, it's okay. If you're like me and you don't like to chase things, maybe you're not convinced. If I was looking to buy this, I'd probably get in now, but I don't normally like to chase things. I would say that sometimes it's better to wait for the pullback because you never know. You could reject. Yes, we have this nice look, this nice support off the 618 right now, but who knows what tomorrow brings. I do think that we're going to the 618, 1272 area. But afterwards, we'd probably at least pull back to this 886, and that'd provide, you know, it's a little bit higher than now, but that would at least provide another buying opportunity before continuing to move up. So really, you guys, if we look at this for what it is, LTCN, it looks like it's in a parabolic structure. Like, truthfully, I'm going to try to draw this as like straight as possible, or like as well formed as possible. It looks like it's in a parabolic structure, and it's only going to get more intense, more extreme from here. So these are the kind of things that I know a lot of you have been holding LTCN for a while. Maybe you bought up here and you've been holding. Maybe you bought some down here. Maybe you bought some from before then. But any and all purchases, if I could, you know, make a recommendation, it's not financial advice. It's just how I would do it, and it's a lot less risky for what it's worth. We are very early in the cycle, very early. It's not even the halving yet. Any purchase you make, you should hold. You should hold at least until next year, right? That's my genuine opinion. Hold toward the end of the cycle. Don't play the game, because even if things are looking like they want to go lower, they just might not. Why play the game and sell here even if you expect prices to go lower? The time to sell was not here, and I said that to a bunch of people, right? The time to sell was up here. And if you were me, you were looking to buy down here at lower prices, didn't happen, that's okay. You know, it's still relatively at these highs. Now you're pretty confident with this move that it can move up higher, and I am fairly confident that it is going to move up higher. Sure, I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I would assume that if Bitcoin was to see some kind of major reversal, then we could see this thing tank with it. But that, based off fibs, guys, this is very nice. I think you're going to see LTCN at $23.5 to $31.4 very soon. Very soon. If not by the end of April, by the midway point in March, it's coming. So be prepared for that. That's what I got to say about LTCN. Let's talk about BCHG on the Grayscale Trust. Moving up, looking nice. Definitely a nice solid area. Not solid area. Definitely a nice doji candle there. Dragonfly. Top to bottom. Closed above your 618 yesterday, or I guess, yeah, today. Not today, yesterday. Today you closed a little bit below it. So there is hope that you could move down, but you found support on your 0.5. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of thinking BCHG might move up too, which I definitely wasn't calling for, you know. I've definitely been calling for lower prices, but if we look at the chart for what it is, and I know I've said this a bunch of times that it wouldn't look crazy because it is kind of in line with these lows, but I was expecting that we'd go lower. The main reason I was expecting we would go lower is because from top or bottom to top here, we didn't even hit the 236, we didn't even hit the 382, which is still why I'm in a little bit of disbelief with this right now. But maybe you don't need to, man. Maybe this is so far gone and I've been looking at it wrong. Maybe this low to high, you hit your 382 here. You know, this does look good. This relative fib does look good. And with that, if we were to see extensions off of this, you're looking like you want to move to 6 to 742 really soon. Like same thing with LTCN. I'm just not as convinced because, again, from the relative low, that same low that I took from LTCN, we didn't even hit the 236 or the 382. And this 236, it's not common to bounce off there, but that is a previous area of resistance here and resistance here. I would have thought that you would at least go there, but you didn't. You didn't, and you might not. You really might not, man, because all in all, it does look like you're holding this trend pretty well, right? Like you're holding it pretty well. I don't know. Maybe that's, try to get it like that. Yeah. It looks pretty clean. So weekly RSI doesn't look too bad. Looks actually pretty good. Daily RSI looks pretty good too. But if you reject this overbought zone, that could promote lower prices. But I don't know, man. I have a funny feeling we're about to see this thing take off actually. But I can be wrong, man. I really can be wrong. As you guys know, I can be wrong. So don't hold me to it. But I do think this wants to move up. I think it wants to move from top to bottom here. $6.07, 742. If you're looking to buy here, you need to have a very real conversation with yourself. You need to say, okay, I don't want to miss this thing. I'm going to buy here. Screw it. I was expecting lower prices. I'm just going to cut my losses or my loss in opportunity. I'm going to buy here. If that's you, you want to do that. If the price does this, you better not sell down here. You better not. If you want to buy down here and you're waiting for price to do this and you're like, I'm not going to buy here. I'm waiting for, I think prices are going to go lower. It's still a lower high. I'm going to wait for prices to go lower. You better not sell or you better not buy when it goes up here. Wait for a pullback. That pullback will probably come at this high here. It won't be as low as these prices, but it won't be as high as these prices, right? So if you want to buy here, you better not sell here. If you don't want to buy here, you better not buy up here. That's all I'm trying to say, right? You need to have a very real talk with yourself and be like, this is not an ideal situation, so I need to make ideal moves for what I have. You know, I'm not buying this thing. This isn't something that I'm interested in buying. I like to buy the underlying asset, the crypto itself. But for anybody that's doing this, you know, not financial advice. That's literally how I would go about it. That's my opinion. So I hope that helps. BCHG, that's that. Talking about HZen now. Move through these ones a little bit faster. Wow, nice. 21% up this week. Beautiful. Nice to see. Looking good. You are looking like you want to break out of this range of accumulation. You're actually looking really good. Very strong RSI. You might see a huge move, man, with this. I forget what my last video was. I'm sure it was bearish like the rest of them were. Maybe not. But I would assume it was. You're probably going to see a move up to 350 to 465 in a short amount of time. You might see a 100% growth here very soon. And being that you're in this grand accumulation phase, you're at the top, you've been consolidating, I don't think it stops there. I bet you go 650, $9.65. That could happen. You could see a real quick pop up there, man. But at least at 350, 465. This looks really good. daily RSI, weekly RSI, it all looks good. Yeah, that daily is strong, man. Very nice volume. That, like, this looks like a breakout, man. With the volume and everything, it looks like a breakout. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. Looks good. Wants to go higher. That's all I can say about that. You know, it's not in me. I don't chase things, but there is a class of traders and investors that they're called breakout traders. When something breaks out, this is where they buy. So, you know, early hours tomorrow, or like in the opening hours, if you bought this, like wherever it is, wherever it may be, you're playing a scenario that some people do. It's called breakout trading, and this looks like a breakout to me, man. It really does. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do think it wants to go up higher. ZCSH. I don't even know if GDLC is anything, like if it's a Grayscale trust or not, but I just know you requested it, so we'll be going over that too. But ZCSH being held down by the 236, found support on your 069. You're in your accumulation range, right? You're not breaking out of it, but you're in it. You might go up from here. You might. The 123 holding support there, kind of a bullish day. Your RSI has flipped bullish. You broke out of this downtrend. Very bullish. Yeah, in your bullish area of control. Maintain prices here, man. I think you will, because you went down. Yeah, I think you want to go higher. I do. I don't know if you're like ready to break out like HSEN is, but you're probably moving higher. Probably $3 to $3.70, somewhere around there. Yeah, $3.08 to $3.70. And then from there we can talk about you breaking out, but that's on a weekly, on a weekly basis. If you closed at your 618 or higher, you're already breaking out. If you close above $3, you're breaking out on a weekly basis, in my opinion, right? Technically, you know, like you'd like to see the price above. I mean, man, that's like 2 wicks. I don't even know if that counts. I feel confident in saying if you close this week or any week above $3, you're breaking out. You're getting ready to move. Look for that volume to follow through, though. You want to see volume with breakout moves. Otherwise, you might be consolidating. You absolutely could close above this and then just continue to consolidate, and then you'll break out. You know, it can be a delayed effect, but I would assume that if you close above this, it's going to be a fun. You're going to see fireworks, man. But for now, I think you are moving up. I do think you are moving up from here. So let's just keep an eye on that one. GDLC. It is large cap fund. Okay. Oh man. Oh, this looks bullish. Yeah, automatically this looks bullish, man. Uptrend. Found support on your 123 weekly moving average. Beautiful. Found support on your 50. Very bullish looking RSI as well. Bottom to high. 236 hit, not common, but you absolutely can find support there. This top to bottom, not really anything. That's okay though. Yeah, I think you want to move up, man. I think you do. Daily rejection off the overbought zone. Oof, that doesn't look good. Volume picking up as you're moving down. You might not go down too much lower, but you might go down like to 1470. You might drop $1 from here and then move up. That's okay. If you drop a little lower than that even, that's okay, but I doubt that you would take out this low. I kind of doubt you'd even take out that low. Maybe move back to this area, 1450 actually, where its previous area of resistance is. Find support and then move up, or maybe just move up immediately tomorrow. But that rejection off the overbought zone is not friendly, right? It put a hold on you last time. You rejected the overbought zone here, put a hold on you. Inevitably, you did move up. Inevitably, you did have higher lows. I'm not counting the scam wick. Here you rejected it, and you dropped 5% one day, 5% the next day. Inevitably dropping lower, but initially it wasn't good for price. So yeah, you probably go down just a little bit more. And then we can talk about you going up. I do think you want to move up. Really what you did was you found resistance at your overbought zone. You also found resistance at a previous area of support. Common. Very, very common. So let's just see how you do. Relative high to low. 61869, very common. You actually tipped your 0.5. That's okay. 382 at 1460. I said 1450 to 1470, right? So right there in the middle. That makes sense too, man. You could go to the 382. It's a very common maneuver to see resistance at your 61869, find support at your 382, and then move up. But it's also very common to find resistance here at your 61869, find support at the 0.5, and then move up. So it's any person's guess. I would guess it goes a little bit lower and then moves up, but absolutely tomorrow you could start moving up again. Maybe tomorrow you go lower and then you start moving up, like in the same day. Who knows? But that's what I got. If you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. You know, the tone is definitely changing with LTCN and BCHG, and it's unfortunate for anybody who's been looking to buy lower, you know, and that's how it is sometimes, man. That really is how it is sometimes. You gotta have real conversations with yourself whenever stuff like this comes. And I know I've been calling for lower prices, man. I was wrong. I will be wrong. And that's where, you know, again, none of this is financial advice. This is where it's on you. If you're looking to buy this stuff, you know, even if you think it's going to go lower, if you don't have any exposure, you need to DCA. You need to DCA, right? If you have exposure and it's, you know, even if you're wrong, you're still making money if it goes up, okay, cool. You know, it's a lot less risky that way. But if we're this close to the halving, we're still early in the cycle, but you have no exposure, that's not good risk management, man, especially with this kind of stuff. And yes, things did look like they wanted to go lower until Bitcoin went bullish, man. The only way, the only hope, which I very much doubt is going to happen, would be if Bitcoin saw some kind of significant, major, massive reversal, like in a course of a week to a 2-week time period, and I just don't see that happening, man. So, you know, it's unfortunate for anybody who's looking to buy at lower prices. You know, I'm not trying to be harsh or I don't know. I'm not trying to be like dad, but you need to have those real conversations with yourself. If you're looking to invest in BCHG or LTCN, this might be a last opportunity. Not financial advice. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before, right? Maybe the price doesn't move up from here. Maybe you buy here and the price goes down. Again, if you buy here, have that real conversation. If the price moves down, you're not selling. If anything, you'll add more. If it moves up from here and you didn't buy, you don't buy the pump. You wait for it to pull back. You might have to buy at higher prices than it is now, but you don't buy the pump. Not financial advice. That's just my opinion. And when you're in a tough situation, you kind of got to look at your options, right? Don't not look at the screen. That's the worst thing to do. We're still early. It's still a good time to get into anything, you know, even at these prices. But if you're not getting your ideal price, you can still make rational decisions and do it right, you know. And I don't know, man. That's all I got to say. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. And yeah, man, that's just how it is. So take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.